Hey everybody, it is Radley Valentine here with the energetic weather report for August 27th through September 2nd. Oh my God, September. I don't know where this year is going. I'm gonna start shopping for a Christmas tree. It's crazy. Anyway, this week for the energetic weather report, we are working again with Angels and Auras Oracle cards that deck I created with Dougal Fraser. Believe it or not, it is totally possible to fall in love with your own work. And I'm in love with his deck. I love it. It's amazing. So a few things to remember. This is an intuitive exercise. So whether you are listening to this with fine, good people at mindbodyspirit.fm for the podcast or watching this on YouTube, it doesn't matter. I'll tell you what the cards are and what they look like, and you don't have to try to remember or try to be able to see something that you can't see. We'll also be doing your personal archangels of the week. Again, this is an intuitive exercise. I will be talking about 4 cards. You will intuitively tune in to which of these 4 cards resonates with you. And then I'll tell you at the end which they are. So let's start there. Do you feel called towards card number 1? Card number 1. Card number 2. Card number 3, or card number 4. So you just think about that. It's just a gut feeling. It's just an intuitive hit. You decide which one is resonating for you. Now, the next thing I need to tell you is that Angels and Auras Oracle cards works differently than any other deck that I have been a part of creating. So these cards are read upside right, or as we say in the tarot biz, also reversed. That means that if a card shows up upside down, it has a meaning as well. And on these cards are words that are upside right that tell you what the card means when it's upside right, but there's also words that are upside down that will be upside right if the card is upside down, if that made sense, to tell you what the message is then. This is a 3-card reading. It is not meant to be read as Monday, Tuesday is one thing, Wednesday, Thursday is another thing, and the last is the weekend, or past, present, future. It's a conglomeration of all the meanings of the cards. Now, what is interesting is for the first time since I've been doing readings with Angels and Auras Oracle cards, we have 2 reversed cards. So let's kind of see what that means for our week. So the first card is upside right. It is divine self, divine self. And the card says intuition, balance, connection, and spirit. Now, because the rest of these cards are a little bit more challenging because it's the shadow side and they're upside down, this tells us a little bit, I think, about how we are going to make our way through what might be considered a little bit to be choppy waters this week. It's about being in our intuition. It's about staying balanced. It's about staying connected and relying on spirit. Now, the next card is called Law of Attraction, and this is an outline of a person's head, and there's all these words that are floating around in their head, and some of the words are upside right, and some of the words are upside down. The upside right words are positive, the upside down words are negatives. It's Law of Attraction. What are you thinking about? Well, for the reversed card, it says quitting, obsession, depression, and being sloppy. And so some of the words that are in this head that's upside down is nothing ever works out for me. I'm not good enough. Nobody likes me. I am stuck. I need to change first. All things that are not true. But if we are in a negative thought spot this entire week, that's not going to work out for us. The next card is Archangel Shamuel in light green, but it is upside down. And so the words are anxiety, burden, restless, and despair. So while I said that these are not necessarily meant to be read in any kind of order, if we are in a place of a negative thought space and where we are in this like depression and obsession and being sloppy with our thoughts, it's going to create emotions like feeling anxiety and burdened and feeling restless and feeling despair. This is why it's important to be in connection with our divine self. That is the self of our soulful existence that is still connected to the divine and helps us to make our way through. So we need to be relying on our intuition. We need to be in balance. We need to be in connection to spirit and relying on those things to get us through the week. If we do that, we'll be okay. If we don't do that, then we might be really uncomfortable with our emotions this week. I'm not going to say distraught or anything like that, but pretty uncomfortable. And we don't want to be uncomfortable. So let's look to your personal archangel for the week for a health. If you chose card number 1, that card is renewal. That's judgment in traditional tarot, but I call it renewal. It has Archangel Jeremiah, and this is from Angel Tarot cards. And this card talks about Jeremiah, who is this archangel that helps us to review, helps us to look at the past, helps us to look at the present, helps us to look at the future and know where we want to go. Sounds like a good review of where we are in our lives right now is a good thing for this week's reading. The next card is the Lover's card from Archangel Power Tarot cards. It has Archangel Raphael on it. This could be about relationships where you need to be paying attention to the way in which you are interacting with people and keeping your thoughts positive and staying in a place of peace. But the Lover's card itself does talk about making decisions from the heart. Raphael is a very heart-based archangel, so that could be part of it. Now, I'll just go ahead and tell you that card number 3 and card number 4 are both Archangel Chamuel. We cannot get away from this archangel. He is showing up week after week after week after week. And a part of our reading this week was Archangel Chamuel. So Chamuel, most importantly for this particular reading, is all about peace, personal and global, but I think this is all about personal peace, being in a space of personal peace about our lives. And so I think that all of this stuff that's going on for us this week, where it's a little bit choppy waters, where maybe we might be emotionally uncomfortable, Chamuel is the perfect archangel to help us to feel better about that. Now, once again, Angels and Auras, that's the Oracle card deck that I used for this. It comes out on Halloween. It is available for pre-order, and you get all kinds of free, wonderful stuff. If you do that, you can find that by going to aaoracle.com. Get it? Angels and Auras Oracle. aaoracle.com. So check that out, get on board, go ahead and pre-order your copy and get a bunch of free stuff. So that's it. That's our energetic weather report for August 27th through September 9th. I'll see you again next week.